What's going on, guys? Welcome to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much more. I'm your host, Chris, and I'm currently on my way to LA, California for the Moon Knight red carpet premiere. I'm very excited, and of course we'll be doing some live coverage on Twitter at The Culture Chris, on Instagram at Chris M. Rosser, and here on YouTube as well. So subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of those awesome updates. It is an honor and a privilege to represent you guys, the mainstream fans of Marvel, on this awesome day. So thank you for the opportunity, and stay tuned for some awesome updates. However, today we have an awesome Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness leak that is going around, and it has to do with reshoots for the film, which are currently happening, and the post-credit scene. Now, we recently, a few days ago, did a post-credit scene leak that talked about two different post-credit scenes. One had to do with Deadpool entering the MCU, which I hope is not getting changed and will still be a part of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, whether in the film or as a post-credit scene. And the other had to do with furthering the thickness of the plot of scary bad guys coming from the Dark Dimension with Clea and Dormammu's family. A huge introduction, and there was also even a sneak peek at Kang in that same post-credit sequence. However, it seems like maybe they're going to be giving themselves some options, and we're going to be talking about what exactly it is that they have leaked for us for this post-credit scene. This is coming to us from Moth Culture, who definitely have some reputation. They've been on Yahoo News and several other places with some of their exclusive scoops. They have insider information. They have some people on the inside who give them their leaks. So it's not a random individual on Twitter. It is an actual news source who has had accurate information scooped to them in the past. And here's what they say. Breaking news. Marvel Studios is rumored to be currently filming a credit scene with Tom Cruise for Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange is astral projecting himself into another universe, discussing plans to build a new multiversal Illuminati. Now, I have to say, this is something that sounds like it could 100% be real. It makes perfect sense. Based off of the plot leaks and everything we've heard about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we're going to be needing a new Illuminati, and we'll be getting that into just a second. And it's kind of perfect. I really like the idea of setting up a new multiversal Illuminati, Doctor Strange from our MCU timeline, trying to get everything set up to keep it organized. And it's very telling as well as to what direction the MCU will be heading into the future. Now, as I said in my other post-credit scene video, which was happening before these now photo shoot reshoots, post-credit scene redesigns, I thought that was a little bit of a messy post-credit scene, getting Dormammu back involved, his sister and his sister's daughter Clea, who is the Sorceress Supreme for the Dark Dimension. Oh, and don't forget, Kang is involved and Wong is dead. That's a very messy post-credit scene. And although there was a lot of really awesome information there, and it could definitely be revealing, and maybe even just a vision or premonition coming from Doctor Strange, as it also mentioned in the same leak that it was a nightmare that he was having, or that he woke up from a nightmare. But this feels a lot more simple, and definitely like it could be leading into the future of Doctor Strange and his relevance for the MCU. It doesn't seem like Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Doctor Strange, is going anywhere anytime soon, and we're going to be having this Doctor Strange as a staple character for Marvel moving forward for several more years. There is, however, a few things I have to question. From the plot leaks, and this is the most likely plot leak, the most accurate out of everything we've heard about the movie, something I would say almost is 100% guaranteed to happen, Wanda is going to kill or defeat acrimoniously everybody on that multiversal council known as the Illuminati, the one that features Professor X and that we saw in the trailer for the huge Doctor Strange reveal. It's super cool, but knowing that Wanda's probably going to be killing them all definitely makes you ask a few questions. And the thought is that Tom Cruise is going to be on that council playing the Iron Legion superior Iron Man. So the big question I suppose I initially have is, if they all die, how is he going to see him? How is he showing up and saying, hey, Tom Cruise is Iron Man, superior Iron Man, let's do this over again? Maybe it's possible a few characters escape. Maybe it's possible Tom Cruise wasn't there, or it's a different variant of the same Tom Cruise Iron Man, which is always a possibility with the multiverse. But it does make me wonder, Who is he talking to? And if he's going and talking to this Tom Cruise's Iron Man, well, clearly he had some information and understanding about the multiverse and about this said Illuminati Multiversal Council. But I still think it's a really good idea. And yeah, it's 100% possible that Iron Man did escape, or Iron Man wasn't there and his Legion bots were representing him as a proxy for the council because, you know, Superior Iron Man has more important things to do. So as Wanda and Strange were being questioned or prosecuted or whatever exactly is happening in this scene, Iron Man wasn't there and Wanda defeated all of his bots, but not necessarily him. Regardless of all of the plot leaks that we've heard, or the post-credit scene leaks that we've heard, other than the Deadpool one, because, you know, guys, I absolutely love Deadpool, and I'm very excited for what seems to be a very soon reveal for him in the MCU, I do, however, think this is one of the best ones we've heard. The inclusion of Doctor Strange putting himself on the Multiversal Council, replacing individuals and characters who didn't make it because Wanda destroyed them all, and finding Tom Cruise's Iron Man to potentially play, you know, the multiversal Iron Man for us, not the MCU's Iron Man, and not replacing Robert Downey Jr., but existing in the background in case any type of Stark technology or Iron Man's help is necessary, so they have him back there kind of as a reserve that they could pull out if needed. But he isn't a star character, he isn't front and center, he's not going to be on the MCU's Avengers, for example. They're going to be able to have an Iron Man presence without replacing Iron Man, and I think that's a really cool way of doing it, and having that satisfaction for such an important character in the MCU being filled. Nobody will replace RDJ, it's never going to happen, but having a alternative, a variant, a background character, that's just an awesome way of continuing the legacy of Iron Man. And then, of course, the other big question is which other characters will they reach out to continue building the multiversal Illuminati? There are a lot of options, but they won't all be coming from Earth. Although in the comics the Illuminati existed to protect Earth and they had representatives from every group, well, this is a multiversal Illuminati, which is very specifically different from what we know in the comics. These individuals are set to defend the world, defend their world, defend the multiverse, and keep everything in order, and hopefully we'll learn a lot more details about this council when the film comes out. Obviously we're going to learn more, but I hope the time we spend with the Illuminati and what we learn with them is given to us in better detail, because it is going to connect to Kang, it is going to connect to Loki and the multiverse being broken and the sacred timeline being messed up, and the future of the MCU really does depend on the multiverse. The direction that Marvel is headed depends on what's happening with the multiverse, and Kang seems like a big bad that we need to be ready for, who will be looming in Ant-Man Quantumania, will be in our thoughts during Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we'll be seeing again in Loki Season 2, and eventually there's going to be a huge outbreak, multiversal war, where Kang is leading the army of the bad against whichever Avengers, Young Avengers, Thunderbolts, Multiversal Illuminati, or whatever team we are given by Marvel. But it all hangs in the balance of what happens in Doctor Strange with the multiverse, and him reaching out to Superior Iron Man at the end to recreate the Illuminati. That's just super, super cool. And leaves an awesome transition to the future of Doctor Strange and his relevance in the MCU, which, as I mentioned already, is extremely important, as he probably is the biggest staple, the most grounded and important character for the Earthbound Marvel storyline. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that this is possibly what they are reshooting so that they can add this to the post-credit sequence of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? Do you think Superior Iron Man will be involved? Do we think we'll see Tom Cruise? Or do you think none of this will end up happening at all? I'm very excited for this film, guys. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness will be groundbreaking, an entire new experiment for the MCU, and we have front row seats to watch it all happen. Thank you guys for watching until the end of the video. If you found it helpful, useful, or entertaining, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our daily uploads happening right here on Cosmic Culture.